Hello YouTube, my name is Binni and I'm gonna be doing some fun videos here about the retro video games and probably other nerdy stuff from my small man cave slash office space here, and I hope you're gonna have fun watching them. To recap, my name is Binni, and yes, that is not just an internet nickname, it's also what I go by in real life. My name is, actual name is Brynjolfur, but it's often shortened to Binni in the country where I'm from, and I'm from Iceland. I currently live in Sweden and work in the video game industry in Stockholm. I worked in that industry for around 13 years of my life now for several different companies. But actually none of that I think would have ever have happened if my dad had not brought home a thing that would change my life back in 1982 when I was 5 years old. The thing he brought home was a Sinclair zxspectrum 48K microcomputer. That wonderful rubber-keyed wonder really caught my wide-eyed 5-year-old attention. With the Spectrum I got some games, the best of which was probably Horace Go Skiing, and I don't think I'd ever played video games before I played Horace. That ambulance truck when crossing the road was a rude awakening for a 5-year-old, but I guess it also meant I was very careful around roads as a result. I also remember figuring out how to see the basic code of games and start to write my own small games. I don't know when this happened. I might have been like 6 or 7 years old, and I have no idea how I actually figured out how to go into the code. There was probably some button that you would press. The games that had not machine code. And I usually did just stupid text adventures or Hangman style games and things like that. But the bug was firmly lodged in my brain and it just never left. So from 1982 to 1992, 10 years, my only way of playing games or even using a computer at home was in fact just the Spectrum. I was not like the other kids, maybe other kids that I knew that got maybe an Amiga or a PC 286 or Macintosh. No, I just had the Spectrum. And but I did get an upgrade back in, I think it's probably 86 or 87, in the form of a 128K plus 2, which had a built-in tape deck and it could also do music in games. But yeah, for 10 years of my life, the Specky was my only computer. And finally in 1992, I got both a PC, a 486, and a Sega Mega Drive, and I never really looked back at the Spectrum. But now I am looking back, and I'm inviting YouTube to come along the ride with me. So, a little bit about my background and the country I come from. Iceland in the 1980s was a really fun place to grow up in. Iceland, in fact, was actually growing up as a whole, as a country, and just becoming a real country, it felt like. We were only 35 years removed from declaring our independence, and many of our grandparents had been born in houses made of soil, grass, and mud, since timber wasn't available in the country. We were a poor country of peasants and fishermen living in harsh weather conditions, where it was just very hard to grow things. It was a very tough existence. And back in 1977, when I was born, it did feel like we had just crawled out of this. But the 1980s were different. Suddenly Iceland had the world's strongest man, we had 2 Miss Worlds, we had the first elected female president in the world, and Reagan and Gorbachev had a decisive Cold War meeting in the country. Björk and the Sugar Cubes were famous, and we were finally part of the Eurovision Song Contest back in 1986. We really felt as a country that we were a shoo-in to win that year, but alas, 16th place was the end result. And in sports, we had become really good at sports. We were the B World Champions in handball. So back then there was an A and a B World Championship, for the good and not the great handball countries. But we celebrated like we were the real world champions. We were a proper country and getting noticed as such. The mood of the 80s in Iceland was that we had the strongest men, most beautiful women, and there really wasn't anything we couldn't do. And it was during this era we also got invaded by the microcomputers. So what is interesting to note about the microcomputer invasion in Iceland is that we really didn't have a clear winner over there in terms of which computers people were using. It felt like every kid in every street had one at home. But usually it was different types, it was different computers. So maybe one kid had an Amstrad CPC, another a Commodore 64, and yet another maybe a weird Apple II or a BBC Micro. I remember seeing all of these and playing all of these at some kid's house, and it was just a world of adventure. I had the Spectrum, and it probably was the most common one in Iceland, meaning you could copy games, although that was really a very fickle industry. In terms of the games that we were exposed to, so Specky games were sold everywhere, but only the really big games, and mostly was just compilations, I would say. I had some really great compilations, like for instance the Taito compilation, and I remember I also had one with Renegade, and I did get the biggest games like Robocop and things like that. We never really got straight to budget titles, and rarely all the fun janky ones that the Spectrum actually had. But what I did is that I read about every single one of them in Your Sinclair magazine. As a kid in Iceland in the 80s, Your Sinclair was my gateway to the world outside of Iceland. I actually learned to speak English as a kid by obsessively plowing through every issue I could get my hands on again and again. I did not know the pronunciation of many of the words, but I did understand and read English. And in every issue of Your Sinclair, I would see these ads for games I would never really end up playing. I also read glowing reviews for those games. So as a result, I have these vivid memories of great Spectrum games, their ratings, their cover art and their screenshots, but I never played most of them. And that is actually why I decided to make this YouTube channel. I've made a rather long list. I think it's about 50 games as of now. I remember wanting to experience as a kid, and I have vivid memories of even though I never played them. And you are invited to go along this ride of discovery with me. So, this is how these videos will work. I'll start by gathering some basic info about the game, and then I'm just gonna blind react to them at first. After a while, maybe an hour or so, I'll cut back in, and then I'd have gathered more detailed info about the gameplay, or perhaps invited someone from the YouTube community to help me out, how to play the game proper, or maybe a friend that I had when I was growing up. And in the end, after a couple of hours or maybe longer, I'll just be ending up by summarizing each game, whether I like it or whether I think that 8 to 9-year-old Binni would have loved it back in the day. So I'm doing this video series for myself because I think it would be a lot of fun for me, and I hope you guys will enjoy tagging along. So the game we are covering here today in our first video is Tai-Pan. And this game is actually based on a book, this hefty thing which I just read recently. So I've been meaning to read this book for the last 20 years or so, ever since I finished and thoroughly enjoyed Shogun by the same author. Back in the day, these James Clavell books were a big thing, and it's easy to see why. A lot of research and care has gone into it, blended with suspense and well-written prose. It's a grand book, full of intrigue, history and adventure. A strange blend of, I would say, kind of The Godfather, Game of Thrones and Jane Austen, all in the backdrop of the founding of Hong Kong. There's opium, there's pirates, there's strong-willed women, there's Russians, it has it all. At the core is our Machiavellian anti-hero Dirk Struan. A Scottish manly man, the smartest man sailing the South China Seas and the most desirable. It also has some great antagonists in Tyler Brock, a miserable hateful man, and his violent, despicable son Gorth. There's lots of strong female characters as well, who are trying their best they can to survive in this world that is hostile to them, and they do that through cunning. It's a long book, and some of it doesn't age super well, but on the whole I would say it's really fun. I just read it a couple of weeks ago, And it's a strange beast of a book because even if it's like 750 pages long, it feels like with all the plot lines and threads that are open, it would have at least needed to be double the size to flesh out all those properly. I could see this even be like a 7-season TV series on HBO or Netflix. It would be pretty fantastic. So overall, a grand book, an adventure that is extremely well written and researched, and in the end they don't make them like this anymore, and I recommend it. Now the game we are covering here is not the first Tai-Pan game ever made. The first one was actually released back in 1979 for the TRS-80, and then later for the Apple II in 1982. The goal of that game is for the player to accumulate wealth through trade and possibly also through booty won in battles against pirates. As soon as the player's net worth reaches £1 million, the player has the option to retire. Today you can play this game in a browser at taipangame.com, and to me it looks like a lovely thing that I hope to revisit at some point. Tai-Pan, the game that we are covering, was released by Ocean back in 1987 for most of the microcomputers. I've deliberately not researched it more than that outside of looking at reviews, and I've read the front cover since I want my experience with it to be fresh. I remember seeing ads for the game back in the day which promised an open world swashbuckling adventure, and I remember it being a game I was extremely excited about as a result. Games back in 1987 did not promise features like this. It also was apparently a 128K wonder of a thing. But this game sadly never came to my neck of the woods, so I never got to play it. But that is something we mean to fix in this video. Childhood dreams are coming true here. So, let's take a look at what this game is promising us.
Now from the author of top seller Shogun, James Clavell, comes Tai-Pan, and a terrific computer game simulation packed with action and stunning graphics. Tai-Pan is the exciting story of a man and an island. Become Dirk Struan, a pirate, a smuggler, a manipulator of men achieving riches beyond imagination. Enter a world of blood, sin, treachery, conspiracy and murder, a game of grand entertainment.
So let's look at the critical reception that this game received at the time, and the reviews are quite frankly glowing. Your Sinclair gave it a 9 out of 10, and 9 in graphics, 9 playability, 9 in value for money, and 9 in addictiveness. And it says, a splendid original strategy game with arcade faces. Brilliant fun, so clever, so complex, so buy it. And what did Crash say? Tai-Pan ended up as a crash smash, and one of the reviewers, Paul, says, the long wait has been worth it. It's obvious from the first game of Tai-Pan that months of work have gone into making this one of the best trading games around. It's not just because of the attractive and cleverly designed graphics, but also because it's so tremendously addictive and playable. And Robin says, one of the other reviewers, Tai-Pan is one of the most enjoyable games to come out this year. Buy it and you won't regret it. Overall score of 93% with presentation 89%, graphics 93%, playability 90% and addictive qualities at a whopping 94%. So I'm fairly excited about this, I would say. But enough about the reviews. Why don't we just talk to Dirk Struan himself? The most charming, desirable, and smartest man in the South China Seas. Hey, how are you doing, Dirk?
Hello there! I'm Dirk Struan of the Noble House. We sell the finest opium in all of China. Give it a try. It's opium-y.
So Dirk, how do you think this adaptation of your life on the Sinclair Spectrum is going to be like?
A spectrum game, you see. If yon game tells about me and the boy Callum's adventures in China, it's all well. The tale of how I became the Tai-Pan. We're all Tai-Pans. Tyler Brock and Son. We'll be the biggest company on the whole coast. Just you wait and see. That's not a Tai-Pan, Brock. This is a Tai-Pan. Damn you, Struan! Now, word of advice there, laddie. You ken these waters, they be treacherous. So you're going to be canny. Keep an eye out for pirates and raiders. Buy opium, buy tea, make money. And watch your wallet. Keep your cash safe. You may find it handy to keep one of these with you. You've got to watch yourself in these ports. There's all kinds of weirdos about. Even big Scotsmen.
So let's start this up. I'm excited. We have the 128K version, of course, which I'm guessing has some nice music. And I have with me a rather large manual. Oh, this is nice music. Nice 128K music. And this manual has a lot of info. So the keys that we have here are up, down, left and right. We have a fire button and we have a toggle icon button. And this manual is split into a lot of sections here. There's a description about the Tai-Pan, how you load the game. There's also a section about ships, crew, gambling, smugglers, cargo, shipping routes, islands, food supplies, combat, boarding, ports, and a section on hints. Plus a rather interesting here, I don't know what this is. These are some icons. I'm guessing we will learn what this is. This all sounds extremely complex, but also could potentially be extremely fun if we dedicate the time to this. I'm actually really happy that I didn't copy this game when I was a kid, because I don't think you can play this game without having this. But okay, let's read about the game. You enter the game penniless, no money, no ships, no assets. Your ambition is to become the Tai-Pan. You begin in the town of Canton and must try to find someone to lend you enough money to buy and equip a ship, and still leave you enough to get a crew and buy goods to trade. So this is the first thing we need to do. Find someone to lend us money to buy a ship. Okay, the money lent to you must be repaid within 6 months or your benefactor will lose face and you will lose your head. Your assets and status are displayed in the message window beneath the icons. This area is also reserved for displaying the current item in your possession. Jesus, okay. Complex, yes. Okay, and the section on playing hints. Let's read that one also before we start. Tai-Pan can be played in a variety of ways depending on your wishes. It can be played as a straight game by concentrating on the trading element and avoiding all other contact. Okay. Sounds kind of boring, but okay. It can also be played as an arcade adventure with all the relevant puzzle solving, or it can also be operated virtually as a shoot 'em up by buying a clipper, press ganging a crew and pirating the seas. Tai-Pan is best enjoyed as a mixture of all these elements. I will hope I have the patience to find and figure out all these different elements. So when imported at the start of the game, we suggest that you purchase the sextant, compass, maps and telescope. Otherwise, various options will not be open to you and sailing will take a long period of time. Okay, there's a lot of stuff we need to do in the beginning. We need to find someone to lend us money to buy a ship. We also need to find a sextant, compass, maps and a telescope. Whew. This sounds like a lot of work. I think we should just go for it. And we start. I figured out the keyboard. I've also zoomed in a little bit because there were black borders. Okay, I know what these icons do. Okay, this is, I think, buy. Then we have sell. I think this is pick up and save and load. And in the manual it says there are a lot of other icons when you are in a ship. But okay, let's see if we can get out of it. Okay. Oh, and I'm moving around. Who are you? Can we talk? Or can I hit you maybe? Okay, this guy doesn't want to talk. Or I'm not figuring things out. Ooh, there's more. Okay, I don't know. Oh, there's a bank. Okay, I'm guessing I've stumbled upon where I'm supposed to get my initial money. Let's go in. Select buy or sell. We're going to buy. You do not have enough cash to buy anything here. Okay. But how do I lend stuff? Let's try sell. No? Okay. This is not super straightforward. Okay. Canton is beautiful here. And it's kind of fulfilling the promise of being an open world. Oh, what does this guy do? Oh. There's just people walking around. This is in fact an open world game. It's I think my mind would have been blown by this when I was a kid. Like walking around Canton. You take your seat in the restaurant. The waiter approaches you and asks if you would like to eat. I have no money, so I cannot eat. You are taken into the back room where you meet Jin Kwa. Okay. Jin Kwa is one of the main characters of Tai-Pan. And he's the one who lends the Tai-Pan money in the beginning of the book. Sorry, spoilers. He offers to loan you 300,000, which you gladly accept. You must repay the loan by 21st of July 1841. You give Jin Kwa half a medallion and you promise the loan will be repaid. Yes, I have money. Okay. Now we can start doing stuff. Oh, there's people walking around everywhere. Let's hope nobody's gonna rob me. Because in Tai-Pan, the book, when immediately after he got the loan, Dirkstruan. Oh wow, what's this guy doing? Jesus. Why was this guy walking so strangely? Oh, there he is again. What's he doing? Oh man. He's holding something or something. Yeah, immediately after Dirkstruan got the loan, everyone was trying to rob him. What is this? Should we pick this up? Okay. Oh, I have something, but don't know what it is. Oh, it's a club. Yes, I can hit stuff. Wow, this is going swimmingly. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this start. This more straightforward than I expected. So let's continue. Okay, can't sail out because this is the port to Guangzhou. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry, Chinese people. My Chinese friends would not be happy with how I pronounce this probably. Okay, let's walk around. There are a few dead ends here. So I needed to find a sextant and a map and a compass. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is a lady's house. It costs 100 to enter. Okay. This is a creative open world game. I think we need to try this. I mean, let's see what happens. You emerge physically tired but happy. Okay. What the? Okay. What did that give me? Is there a happiness meter somewhere? Okay. Oh, wow, there's 3 of them working together. What are these guys doing? Warehouse. Let's check that out. Select buy. You need to buy a ship first, okay. So that's the thing. The next thing we need to figure out is where to buy a ship. Okay, so I figured out where to buy a ship. It is at the bank. So the bank does not want to lend you money, but he wants to sell you ships. So, and the manual says it's kind of smart to buy the Lorca. Let's see. Would you like to buy the Lorca? You can also buy a Clipper, which is more expensive, and it's better if you want to be a pirate, but this is more of an all-round ship where you can trade stuff. So we're gonna buy a Lorca, or a Lorca, I don't know, Lorca probably. We have that now, so this means we can start walking around. Ooh, yeah, mate, I have something that may interest you. Yes, let's see what that is. 1 box will cost 54,000. Do you want it? That sounds like a lot of money. I only have 149,900, so no, I don't think so. But an interesting offer nonetheless. Maybe this is smuggling. Okay. You do not have enough crew. Okay, so we need to find an inn. No, they're all trying to sell me stuff, okay. As soon as I got a ship, the guys in the street started talking to me. Otherwise they ignored me. Okay, we need to find the inn. I don't remember where it is. Okay, what is this? Okay, they're all trying to sell me stuff. I did not find the inn immediately, but I did find supplies. So let's see what happens here. If I can get into the door of this place. Okay. A lot harder than expected. Jesus. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Nice hit detection there. Okay, select buy or sell. We're gonna buy stuff. Okay. Would you like to buy a box of food? That sounds smart. Let's buy a box of food. Whew. 5? No. Okay. How to... Is it... Okay, it's up and down. 5, okay. Let's go for that. Would you like to buy a map and telescope? Yes, we have that now. Okay. Then I need to find a place where that sells a sextant. So I found the inn. Not sure what happens there. There's a lot of these guys walking around the inn, which makes sense. They look kind of drunk. Yeah, there they are. They look very drunk. Okay, let's go into the inn. Buy. Would you like to buy a drink? Why not? Let's do that. 1 drink. Would you like to buy a crewman? Buy a crewman, okay. There wasn't all that much slavery in Tai-Pan, the book, so I'm guessing it's hire a crewman. Yes, how many? I don't know how many I need. It's kind of cheap. What should we go? 13, that's the maximum. Let's go for all of them. Okay. 13 crew it is. I also found in Canton something interesting. This restaurant I went to before, you can do stuff there as well. So you can buy food, and I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm gonna press no here, and you are taken into the back room, which is full of men playing a strange game. Would you like to play? Well, of course I would like to play this. Let's see what happens. Yes. Oh. How much? Yeah, let's go for it. 500. Sounds kinda much. Select tile. 100 to 1. A 3 to 1, 4 to 1. My favorite color is blue, so let's go for that. The 3 to 1 one. Something is happening. Okay, I don't think I'm winning. Never bet on blue, clearly. I don't know what's happening, but I'm assuming that the one who will be the highest will win. Oh, the blue is gaining. Uh-oh. What's happening? Yes. This is exciting. Okay, how long is this gonna take? Okay, it's coming, one more. Or maybe one more after that. This is the longest. Hey! Uh-oh, I won 2,000. Always bet on blue. No, this was too much excitement. I'm not gonna play again. But this was interesting. This game is extremely ambitious. It's trying to do a lot of stuff, I have to say. Easy to control outside of a few hit detection things. Okay. Let's keep on trucking. I'm gonna try to find something else in this town. Okay, I found the warehouse. This is probably where the trading game happens. I don't know what's in there, but let's check it out. Select buy or sell. We're gonna buy. Would you like to buy a box of tea? Oh, let's see what else you have. A box of jade. Oh no, that sounds expensive. A box of silk. Where's the opium? Tai-Pan is a lot about the opium trade. I think that might be what the guys in the street are trying to sell me. But we're gonna be honorable to begin with, at least, before we learn the ropes of this game. So let's buy some tea. Yes. How many boxes of tea? We're just going for one. We don't know how this works. How, like, if I sail to another city, will the tea be more or less expensive? Or can I sail to England? Maybe. No, that's unlikely. Tai-Pan only takes place in the South China Sea. So I think I have mostly everything. I have a crew, I have a ship, I have a box of tea, I have food, I have a map and a compass. The only thing I'm missing, and I need to find this somewhere, I think I need a sextant. Right. Let's check this out. Buy the sextant, compass, maps, and a telescope. I'm missing a telescope and a sextant, so that's what I'm gonna be looking for next. So I walked all over Canton. Maybe I'm in Guangzhou, I don't know. It said in the manual I was in Canton, but the sign says Guangzhou. Or maybe this is how to get to Guangzhou, I don't know. But at least I have walked around all of this town and I've not found a sextant and a telescope. Maybe I bought it earlier and did not realize. But anyways, I think it's just time to leave. Whoa, okay. How will this work? Oh, this is really good music. It's like foreboding and... Okay, let's check this out. A few options. Select options, okay. This is probably the map. Wow. Okay, the map of the China Seas. Can I do anything here? Doesn't look like it. It doesn't even say where I am. Okay. Let's check the next option. Oh, combat selected. Okay. Let's not go into combat mode. Ship control selected. Okay. What's the next option? Let's take it. Wind is here, okay. Adjust the height of your sails. Okay, this probably is how I start, because I can't move. Oh, okay. Oh, it started. But where is it going? I didn't tell it to go anywhere. Your crew are getting high. Wow, okay. We've been out for like 10 minutes and you guys are hungry. Okay, let's hope I bought enough food. I'm guessing it's this one. Your ship is carrying 13 crew and has food for 700 days. I might have bought a little bit too much. Let's give them 1 day ration. We just started this journey here. And I haven't checked out the telescope. Maybe I have it. The lookout spots. Nothing on the horizon. Okay. Let's see what happens. The ship is sailing somewhere. One of your crew dies of scurvy. Okay. I did not see an option to buy lemons anywhere. I know the Tai-Pan in the book, Dirkstruan. Wow, okay, everyone's dying of scurvy. I know he was very careful about personal hygiene and buying lemons and stuff like that. Okay, everyone's dying of scurvy. I only have 10 crewmen left. Okay. Give them more to eat, maybe? 3-day ration here. Why did I... Where was I supposed to buy lemons? I did not find them in Canton. Okay, they're all dying of scurvy. Okay, this does not look good. I have a lot of food for them, though. How many? Your ship is carrying 8 crewmen. Let's see if they survive the trip. Let's just see what happens here. Okay, they're all dying. Dying of scurvy. Is there something about this in the hint book? And I don't know where I'm going either. The ship is just sailing. Playing hints. There's nothing about scurvy here. Or maybe in the ships. Crew. Okay, I think I need to read more about this before I start sailing. So I'll get back to you. I'm gonna stop recording now and try to figure this one out. So I did a little bit of research online, and my research online led to there is no info about this game online. It's kind of funny. There's nothing. People are not discussing it. There's no hints. There are a few maps out there, but nothing like when I Google like, hey, how do you fix scurvy in Tai-Pan? It's nothing. So this is an authentic experience, like I would have experienced it back in the day. But I did figure out a few things, and what I want to try to do before I summarize this game is go to another port, maybe do a bit of smuggling, and maybe combat if that happens. But okay, let's see what happens now. So I'm an idiot basically, because what this meant here with the sails is that of course the thing... Oh, sorry. Of course the ship starts sailing, but then I am able to steer it. I don't know why I didn't think I could do it before, but this was a revelation. Last time I sailed way too far out in the sea, everyone died of scurvy, and there was a typhoon that killed me, and I got a score of 0. Okay, now we are in Macau. Let's walk around Macau a little bit. Macau looks a lot like Canton. Okay, you are in the warehouse. Select buy or sell. Let's see if we can sell our tea from before. Okay, we bought it for 27,000. So this is not a good deal. But I could sail between Macau and Guangzhou or Canton or whatever it was, the city that I started in. The manual said Canton, but the city said Guangzhou. So no, we're not gonna do this. Oh, so you can only buy tea. Okay. But I want to... Hey, how are you? I have something that may interest you. Yes. Let's do this now. 53,000. Okay, let's go for it. And let's see if we sail back. Okay. Adjusting the height of my sails. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, lots of slow down here. Let's see. We're going into port. Okay. Where do I sell this? This guy didn't want to buy it from me. I'm gonna stop this and try to figure that one out. So I'm here 30 minutes later. This is probably my last check-in with the game. I'm in the city of Foshan, which is the 4th city I've been to. And they all kind of look the same, but you always have to learn like where things are in each city. So they all have the same kind of houses, a warehouse, an armory, where you buy stuff if you want to do combat. A supply area, a lady's house. It's always the same, and always these guys hanging around in the streets. And I have yet to find someone who wants to buy my tea. So I bought it for 26,000. So I've yet to find someone who wants to buy my tea at a good price, and I've yet to find someone who wants to buy the opium that I bought from the street, or whatever it is that I bought. Supplies don't want to buy it, warehouse don't want to buy it, the bank. I haven't checked the lady's house or the inn. Well, I did check the inn. No, it wasn't. So it's a little confusing what I'm supposed to be doing, and the prices don't fluctuate all that much. Maybe I haven't gone too far into... Oh, someone else wants to sell me stuff. But yeah, combat, I've not yet to experience combat, and I think from the manual it does seem like I need a special kind of ship for that to be fun. So I think I'm pretty much done right now, having played this for close to 90 minutes, 2 hour, around the 2 hour mark probably. So I'm pretty much done, and want to, and I'm ready to deliver my verdict. So, I promised you in the beginning that I would summarize in the end whether I like this game or whether I would have played it when I was younger. And will I ever play it again? So, let's summarize this game a little bit here. Does 45-year-old Binni like this game? Well, I would say it really depends. I think it's a really, really impressive game for 1987. It is open world, even though it's very clear after like an hour of playing that the open world is very much repetitive. And kind of probably the most annoying thing about it is that every city has a new layout where you kind of have to figure out where all the things are, where the warehouse is, where the supply is, where the armory is, and there's nothing else to look at in those cities. It lacks it lacks a living environment. There are people running around, but they don't do much outside of just looking silly or drunk. But what about young 8 to 9 year old Binni? Yes, I think 8 to 9-year-old Binni would have loved this. There was no game like this back in the day. There were no games where you were walking around the city. Last Ninja 2 had it a little bit, but it was kind of restrained. So I would say this is... I would have probably loved this. My attention span would have waned probably quite quickly, but if I had played this when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, I would have come away from this, oh, this game is a masterpiece. This is exactly what Sinclair User and Crash Magazine were promising, and it's amazing. But will I ever play it again? Maybe. It does feel like I didn't understand a few things. There are some details there, and I couldn't really go online and figure them out. The manual was a little bit useless when it came to certain things. So I would love to get some comments on this YouTube video. If anyone has a good experience with this game and used to play it back in the day, then please comment on this video and let me know. So, we're near the end, and I thought we should maybe check in with our friends Dirk and Brock and see how they're doing. How are you guys doing?
Damn you to hell! You killed my boy, Stuart. Now, I end you and your Joss. You always were a cheater, Bock. Damn you to hell, damn Stuart! But it's nae for nothing that I got the biggest Joss in all the China Sea. My mighty cash has saved me. Duck Screwen wins. Tai-Panity.
And that's it. My first video on this channel, Binni's Retro channel. I had a lot of fun learning the ropes. I plan to do a lot more of these. I also would love it if some YouTubers or some people in the Spectrum community would want to be a part of this. I think when I do the reaction, it would be lovely to have someone who has an experience with the game, loves the game, and can help me out in the second phase. So please contact me if you want to be a part of that. It could be a fun half an hour. Also, I really want to thank Mr. James O'Grady or What Ho Snorkers for the fantastic Dirk and Struan videos. He's one of the nicest people in the Spectrum community, and I'm proud to call him a good friend. And I hope to work with him more in the future. I also want to thank Vacant Skull, who runs the channel Vacant Skull Archives, for helping me out reading the Tai-Pan text in the middle of the video, and Rose Tinted Spectrum for supporting me and helping me with a lot of questions on how to do these. And I also want to thank Buddy Pal for doing the fantastic music and the logo for me. Please check out Buddy Pal on Twitter and on any of the streaming platforms or where you can buy music. Buddy Pal is on Spotify. I am on Twitter as Binni the Great. Thank you for watching.